Why you suck as a gem trader. If you are watching this video, there is every reason that you might have invested in a few sapphires, or you must have bought some sapphires in order to trade and you are unable to move them right now and you feel stuck. In this video, I'm going to explain 3 probable reasons why you cannot move your gems and how to fix those. If you are new to the channel, my name is TO UNSUCK IN and I run a company called Amira Gems and Fine Jewelry located in Sri Lanka, the home of sapphires. And I've been in this industry for the last 13 years, and for the last 3 years I've been educating a lot of young jewelers and young gem traders how to succeed in this trade. So if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Right, quickly moving on to the primary reason why you cannot sell a sapphire, or why people usually fail in selling sapphires. The reason goes back to you don't know how to purchase sapphires, right? If your source of buying sapphires is shit, or if you don't have the adequate knowledge of purchasing sapphires in the right way, you're bound to fail. Think about it in more general sense. If someone comes to my table and shows me a few sapphires, and if they are not good sapphires, I'm never going to buy those, right? So it's the same with every gem trader who wants to purchase sapphires. In order to sell it to someone else, they need to buy nice stones, right? So the mistake usually is not at selling, rather on buying, right? So you need to learn how to buy sapphires right. Now, what do I mean by buying right? Buying right usually means is when you are going to purchase sapphires, there are a couple of things you really need to incorporate while you see stones or while you see the gems, right? Amongst these, one of the most important things is the basic factors, such as, is the cut nice? Is it cut well? Is the table aligning with the cullet at the bottom? Is the table looking pretty with the facets, with the star facets around the table? Is the table off the center, right? You need to properly calculate how well is this sapphire cut. Then you also need to understand how is the color. Is the saturation nice? Is the depth nice? Does it have a proper hue, right? If the color is poor, chances are someone's not going to be interested. If the cut is bad, the light that comes into the sapphire and reflects is going to be very poor reflecting, which means the stone is not going to sparkle, right? So you have to see the cut, you have to see the color, and the next thing you have to see is this sapphire clean or not? Which category does it fall into? Does it fall into eye clean? Does it fall into loop clean? Okay, if it is eye clean, that means are there any visible inclusions maybe at the bottom of the stone? Or if there's a visible inclusion that is actually disturbing the face of the stone, or the next thing you need to do is hit a torch and see, okay, is this sapphire clean with a torch? Does it have feathers? Does it have needle inclusions, right? Then you need to understand, is the sapphire priced fair, right? So there are so many factors that actually go in sapphires. Is the sapphire heated or unheated, right? So there are so many factors that cumulatively give you an indication that the sapphire is nice or the sapphire is poor. Now, if you don't have a trained eye to pick nice sapphires or good sapphires, obviously you're not going to be able to sell them for a better price, right? So 9 out of 10 times when new traders come to my table to show me sapphires, the biggest problem is they do not bring nice stones. What does this reflect? This reflects the fact that you don't have the knowledge in order to pick up the right stones. Even if you are a broker, if you can bring nice stones to the table, people are always going to give you an offer. They will always talk, they will always show an interest, they will always talk to their partners, or they will try to flip it through you, right? So that's how it works. You bring to me, and if I know someone who actually wants this and I don't have the capacity to buy right now, I will flip it for you. Like, I'll keep a small margin on top and I'll try to flip it for you. Why? Because the stone is nice. So the primary thing you need to really do is, in this business, learn how to buy good sapphires. And the best way for you to do this entire learning process is by looking at sapphires every day, right? So ideally join a company who is a sapphire company or trading company, which can give you the chance of incorporating yourself with gems every day, so that you get the chance of looking at them every day and getting hands-on experience. If not, get a small lot, maybe a semi-precious lot, which doesn't cost so much, but take each stone, see the stone, see it out with your hand, see it with your fingers, see it with a loop, use it with a tweezer, and then make small points and notes on each sapphire. Hey, this is stone number 1, it has a small inclusion on the right, it does not have a feather, it's clean, the cut is very pretty, maybe the cut is not so pretty. This will train you to identify good gemstones, right? So understand knowledge and invest on learning how to see sapphires better, so that you can pick the nicest one out of the lot. This is one of the main reasons why people usually fail, because they do not understand how to buy right sapphires, right? So if you are new in the trade, before you buy something, I would advise you to learn how to buy right and how to buy the right sapphires, or the right stones, or the stones that actually will make an impact, right? If you go and bust some money on sapphires which are not so great, chances are you'll never be able to sell them. The reason number 2 why usually people do get stuck with sapphires and are unable to move them is because their network is very poor, right? Now when you are in the gem business, when you are especially in the trading business of gems, you need to diversify yourself with a couple of people who can actually move your sapphires. Now if you are starting, you don't need hundreds of people to go and show your sapphires, right? You just need 4 to 5 people who are good, regular, professional traders, right? These guys already have a well established network that can flip your stones, right? So you try and tag along with people who are actually moving gemstones already. They've been doing it for a long period of time, they have years of experience, they can guide you, and then they can help you sell your sapphires, right? That's one way that you need to do. Probably if you can partner with them in sapphires is the best way that can work out for you. For example, like say you have a nice sapphire in hand and say it costs about $2,000. You ask a professional trainer, hey, do you want to invest 1,000? I will invest 1,000, right? So you partner up with a professional trader who can actually flip your stone. This way you will have access to someone who's selling your stones while you can do purchasing and find better deals, right? The more you keep doing this on practice, the better you will get at selling stones, and you will also get a lot of feedback from the trader who's good and who's selling that, hey, look, we might need to buy something else, we might be able to do this kind of mechanism for this stone, right? So partner yourself with maybe 3 to 4 people who are regular good traders. That's the number 1 advice that I can give you on this trade. Second thing is, you need to approach jewelry stores, right? Just think about it in a very practical sense. If I'm a jeweler and if I run a jewelry front, there's every chance that I need sapphires to make jewelry, right? Maybe for necklaces, maybe for rings, maybe I have custom made orders that have particular requirements. If you can connect yourself with jewelers who have constant requirements for gems, this is another way that you will always be selling sapphires and moving, and you will get regular inquiry updates that, hey, this particular jeweler needs this particular stone, so you can find or source for him through the market, right? So it's utmostly crucial that you start improving your network. One way you could do this is you can actually take your sapphires and go to jewelry stores and just excuse them and ask, hey, I have a couple of sapphires, do you want to have a look? And this method is a classic method that works. It might be a little hard work, and chances are like 100 jewelers, or maybe let's say you go to 10, 9 will shut their door, 1 will open. That 1 is the opening network you need. Over a period of time, once you keep going, you will just build a natural relationship with them where they will see your stones, provided the fact that you actually have good stones, right? So you need to learn how to buy first regardless. Then go and approach these jewelers. For example, when I'm at the shop, people randomly come to the shop and be like, hi, do you want to see a few gems? We actually have a few sapphires, do you want to have a look? Now as a jeweler, my mentality is, okay, let me just have a look, see if he has something nice that I can work with. See, so that just gives an opening for a gem trader to come and show his sapphires to a jeweler. Now I'm just one jeweler, but there are so many jewelers all around the world. Personal story, when I started this trade back probably about 8-9 years, my first trip was a work trip to Vegas for the JCK show. So when I was in Vegas, I was sent with someone who was a professional dealer. So my previous company boss actually hooked me up with this particular guy, and both of us went for the show together. So after the show was done, we took a flight to LA, and this gentleman was a pretty experienced gentleman. His job is to buy sapphires from Sri Lanka for the first 6 months, and the next 6 months go to the States and sell. So the moment he entered the LA jewelry district, there was literally not a single shop that didn't know him. Like everybody knew who he was, right? And he went in and he did some amazing gem business and came like he sold so many sapphires. Then I actually asked him, I was like, sir, how were you capable to do this? And then he told me, for the last 20 years, I've been buying sapphires from Sri Lanka. I've been coming to these jewelry shops and I've been showing my sapphires, and I've been doing this on a repetitive model. Like this is how they know me so well. But when I started doing it, nobody really entertained me here. I had to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shops just by regularly showing my face every year, right? So this is how it's done. If you are a broker, if you are a trader, you buy from a good source where you can get it for cheaper, you go to a better market and you sell, right? So Tag yourself along with a few professional dealers who already know the subject, and then go approach jewelry stores. And one more avenue that you can actually do is, there is no rule saying that you only need to sell to jewelers or traders, right? There's always a nice market such as doctors, lawyers, engineers, people who really like sapphires in general. So you can also approach a market like that and be like, hey, I've been doing some gem business, I have a few nice sapphires and I can show it to you. Obviously I'm not going to keep a huge markup or retail prices. I'll give it to you at its fair price and I'll make a small markup on it. And you can open a network which will expand through word of mouth, and you can actually sell some nice sapphires, right? So just keep these 3 points in your head and try to develop your network. Keep a very open mind, work hard, go push, buy nice stones and just approach jewelers, and then make a few connections who are in the trade. Maybe someone you know is doing it. Maybe you will have some kind of connection, a friend's friend who's on the trade. Go show it to him. Invest together with another party, right? So these kind of operations is what will give you that initial boost to sell. Or if you have some sapphires and you can't sell, you give it to someone who can actually sell it for you, like a proper trader if you don't want to partner with him, right? So you just be like, hey, I have a few sapphires, can you sell it for me? You flip it for me and you keep 10-20% on top, no problem, right? So build your network, right? The more you build your network, the more people you get to know, the more you are going to flip your stones. If you buy and you just don't know what to do with it next, you won't be able to move, right? So get into the mentality of, okay, how do I work with people who are already in the trade? How do I approach jewelers? And maybe do I have the option of selling to someone, who is a sapphire lover, who is particularly not in the trade, right? So this would be another way that you could look into. If you can improve, you can definitely sell. If you don't make a network, you're not going to sell in this trade. Mistake number 3, and this is a pretty sweet one, right? In my career, I've done this mistake so many times and I've burnt my hand quite a few times. You are not trading based on facts, you are trading on emotions, right? This one hurts on a very personal note because I've been victim of it so many times. Just give you a nice example. There was a ruby, there were 2 rubies that actually came some time ago. This was long ago in my career. And he came and told me, hey, look, each is priced at about $2,000. And I have 2 sapphires that's going to cost 2 rubies and it's going to cost $4,000. But back then my knowledge wasn't that great and I was a big fan of rubies, and he was like, these are unheated rubies, and he put the greatest sales pitch he could put. My negotiating skills weren't that great and I ended up buying them at about 3,700-ish for both, and today people are asking me less than $500 for that each. So I'm getting 1,000 for 2. Why? Because I was very emotionally attached to buying a ruby. I wasn't trading on facts. I didn't understand the color grading in it. I didn't understand how worth it really was. I didn't do my market research. I didn't call someone and ask, hey, these stones are available, do you think it's priced right? I literally got played. Right now, this happens quite a few times if you are not smart on how to trade sapphires, right? So do not be emotionally attached. Even in the recent past, I actually maybe 3-4 years ago too, I messed up on another deal, right? I saw a few nice royal blue sapphires and they got sold to me at about $300, but the actual price for it was about $70-80 a CT. So you see how, and I was blinded. I was very emotionally attached to the 4 colors and I was like, hey, these are really nice colors, I really like them, and you know what, maybe I can flip it or I can make a piece of jewelry. But the problem was I gave my word, and then when I actually realized after some time, yo, I bought this way more than I should have bought, right? You see how emotionally being attached destroys your entire markup because you end up buying wrong, right? So don't trade emotionally, right? You need to understand a couple of facts before you actually buy. Hey, for this size, is this price correct? For this condition, is this price correct? For this color, is this price correct? For these kind of blemishes, is this price correct? Is this correlevant with the market price today? Is it 10-20% more, 10-20% less, right? So you need to do factual deciding, right? And this happens when you keep seeing a lot of stones and if you are connected to the trade all the time, there are chances that you won't make this mistake. But if you are new, there's every chance you're going to buy wrong, right? So don't emotionally attach yourself. There might be instances when someone comes and shows you sapphires, or when you go to buy sapphires, you might see 10 stones and you might really like 1 or 2 and you're like, this is beautiful, I really like it, it really hit me, the first look is amazing. But are you really buying it at its fair price? Because if you're not, you're going to be stuck with those stones forever. Fun fact, I still have those rubies. I just don't want to give it away for that price anymore, right? So you see, like for 4 years I've been holding on to 2 rubies. Observe. So that's exactly my point. Don't trade emotionally. You should not fall in love with sapphires or gemstones because you find them cute or attractive or really pretty. You need to factually decide. Yes, you need to buy pretty stones, but you need to buy it at the right price, and your mentality should be like, okay, I bought it, how much can I sell it for, right? So that is one thing you really need to understand. If you are emotionally going to trade gemstones, chances are you're going to be really stuck with them. So just keep these 3 points in your head before you go to purchase sapphires, and this is how you probably unsuck at buying them. If you found the video interesting and helpful, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and stay tuned with this channel as I take this journey onto educating a lot more young people and gem enthusiasts in this trade. Till then, I'll see you on the next video. I also do a bit of vlogging, so if you haven't seen those, you can go to my channel and view those. It's basically a day in the life as a jeweler and the scenes that go behind it. Thank you, subscribe, and cheers.